We were here last year, and I'd like to say after we spoke and presented, MarketWatch wrote a little article, and it said, look who's killing the great chiefs of Wall Street. I didn't know if that was a joke, a compliment, or a challenge, but I'll leave that to you after what we're about to show you today. So what is Finaeos? Finaeos is a programmable cloud. It's a fintech platform. It has 1.5 million man-hours of development into it and counting. Our core syndication registry, which we'll go to now, maybe, looks like this. So what fintech is it's not an app, it's an ecosystem. We're a deep technology stack. We can tie into any data source in the world, any technology in the world. We've entered into an agreement with Microsoft for unlimited scalability, and we're now ported up to the Microsoft Cloud. We can engage into any business model and rapidly deploy it in a rapidly changing financial system. And most importantly, we're not a brokerage firm. We're a focused platform company focused on IT leverage. We help IT teams build rapidly into integrations that need to happen for compliance, security demands, and this complex industry. So we're an ecosystem. You can look at this on our dynamic dashboard, where any set of analytics, anything that happens within your ecosystem or the global ecosystem can be managed and presented. But before I go there, let's talk about a little history. About 200 years ago, the New York Stock Exchange was formed under a buttonwood tree on Wall Street. There were about 24 brokers and firms, and there were 5 listings. It took about 154 years for an electronic exchange to emerge. That was called NASDAQ. By 2008, there was an IPO that was the largest IPO in US history that topped the IPO of Google, Facebook, and Twitter. Does anybody know what it was? Anybody? Anybody? It wasn't even a US firm. It was a Chinese firm. It was a little firm called Alibaba. Around 2010, we looked at this, we filed our patents, and we started building. So I'm going to show you what 1.5 million man-hours looks like in 4 minutes and 21 seconds. So wish me luck. Let's look at how change will continue to happen. We have 4 new listings on our platform in massive industries that are leveraging in sectors that are significant. First, let's look at mergers and acquisitions. Investmentbank.com will use our platform for one of the greatest transitions in wealth to new ownership in the history. And 70% of all private firms are owned by baby boomers. Those will all transition within the next decade and a half to new ownership. That's a $1.97 trillion sector as of 2015, in 1 year. Let's look at another trillion-dollar industry, mortgage banking. Imagine taking a mortgage, an S&P index fund, and insurance, and combining that together. That's what Australian firm Wealthmaker is doing and bringing to the United States in transitioning the way mortgages are done for one of the greatest assets people will have in retirement, another ecosystem. What about debt financing? There's a $290 billion deficit and gap in unfinanceable firms. What's an unfinanceable firm? How many people have heard of Airbnb and Uber? Nobody's heard of Airbnb and Uber. There's no hands out there. Oh my gosh. Are you guys asleep? Hello? Airbnb and Uber are unfinanceable because they don't have any assets, do they? No, they don't. There's millions of firms out there. It's $290 billion gap. Yield funding will fill that gap. These are the kinds of transitions we're seeing, and we have Kinship Investments, which is a new hedge fund. They're moving rapidly in these hedge fund transactions, but they need compliance and security protocols to manage their environment. So let's look at how they're going to do that. We're going to jump into, very quickly, a deal room on the Programmable Cloud. And in this deal room, we can transfer every document. We can have private instant messaging chats. We can auto-complete forms, digitally sign forms. We can do all of this without ever using an email. That form is instantly distributed on any dashboard anywhere in the world. In the deal room, you can have a communication. You can have 100% audit trail. So if we look back up, you'll be able to see the audit trail of when every transaction occurred. And you can invite anybody in and bring any form up that's necessary. Complete and total automation is possible on the Finaeos core, and it's programmable. It's the type of automation you need to program for your business and for your industry to tie into this. So think of what Amazon did to publishing. That's what the Finaeos core platform is positioned to do in the fintech industry. And what I'd like you to do for a moment is think about how you all connect. How many people have a smartphone with them today? Hey, we got hands this time. Everybody has a smartphone with them today. We, yes, have put this all on an app like you've never seen before. So that's about all I can show you in 7 minutes, about 1.5 million man-hours and what it took to build it. Perhaps if you were by that buttonwood tree and you were walking down the road and you were one of those first 5 listings, you would have an experience like you just had today. Please come by, visit our booth. Investment Bank is here, Wealth Makers here, see how they're disrupting the industry. We'd love to have you follow us on Twitter at Finaeos.com and vote for us for Best of Show, of course. Thank you.